of minutes late today. Sorry, I was on the phone and suddenly forgot it was 10 to 5. So welcome, hi, I'm Kate, live at 5, just cooking my supper today. I'm going to have to change this 5 at live to 5 at live at 5:30 or 5:45, because obviously when the sun's out, the last thing I want to be doing is prepping in here at actually it's only 10 to 4, 10 to 5 to do this. So I thought I'm going to change the time a little bit. I'm probably only going to do it 3-4 times a week rather than 7 days a week, because don't get me wrong, I do put things in the oven from the freezer, like some fish cakes or something that I've got in the freezer at the moment, and you're not really going to be interested in seeing that. I'm not interested in seeing that or doing that. So I do have nights where I don't cook things from scratch, and I do have nights where I can't even be bothered to cook. So I will probably in the next coming weeks set days that I'm going to do it and have other days that I won't. So yeah. So anyway, tonight we have got on the menu, this is something I just kind of made up. I have been trying for a while, hi whoever's watching, I've been trying for a while now, oh I haven't washed my hands, I've got paint on them, to use less meat in our diet. I have a husband that likes meat, and I would prefer to eat a lot less meat in our diet, and I would prefer to eat a lot more pulses and a lot more grains and things like that, but getting pulses down my eldest daughter I have found quite a struggle. So I have been hunting for things that are kind of meat substitutes really, that isn't a pulse, that she will accept and eat and not be market. I mean, she'll eat vegetables and stuff, she's fine like that, it's just the whole pulses. So I found this vegetarian, it's Linda McCartney, I don't know really what it is, vegetarian pulled pork. It's pretending to be meat, but obviously it's not. It is, I don't know what it is, don't even look at it that much. Soy and wheat protein. So, and it is flavoured a bit, so it's got licorice powder, that's interesting. So it's basically got some flavour of a pulled pork, so it's kind of smoky I suppose a little bit, so it's a little bit barbecuey, but I basically put this in my shepherd's pie along with some other veggies, and it seems to go down well. It is a little bit small, so it doesn't have much texture, but it's okay, and it tastes quite nice, and it always goes down well. So I'm going to cook with that tonight. So I'm going to just do that, and I'll show you, and I'm going to start cooking now. I have put the pan on to boil some potatoes. It's 5 o'clock. I've put some potatoes on to boil. No, I'm going to put some potatoes on to boil first. Yeah, okay, just going to wash my hands. Right, okay. Now, I'm going to put the potatoes on to boil really quickly. We'll peel them roughly. I'm not a perfectionist, I kind of tend to peel things roughly. Certainly potatoes. I mean, you know, these are come out of a bag, so they've been cooked, not cooked, they've been washed within an inch of their lives. So I thought this was quite a nice one to share because it is no meat, and I'm feeding it to people that don't really like pulses and stuff, and so in my head it's kind of quite a good one for kids that are used to eating meat, but you're trying to get them to eat less, or just trying to reduce the meat in their diet. Right, okay, so just dropping up these potatoes, should have done those a bit smaller. A lovely sunny day here today again. I think it's going to be boiling today, so I cleaned out the swimming pool that had got green over the weeks. It will be. Children are arguing. Chop that off. So actually, these potatoes shouldn't take too long to boil. I'm going to put obviously enough on to mash and then put on the top. So that will be cool. some more. Doesn't matter if there's loads of mash. Might be leftovers for Elfie's lunch tomorrow. She doesn't like sandwiches very much, so. Right, okay, sorry. First 5 minutes is pretty boring. Okay. I'm just going to put the lid on that, leave straight to boil. Right, so I have leek. My ingredients basically are vegetarian pulled pork, Linda McCartney, frozen peas, potatoes obviously for the mash, carrot, leek and onion. I'm not going to do the whole leek, and actually this has got a bit of onion missing, so it's sort of 3/4 of an onion or a smallish onion, because you've got the leek as well, and celery. I pretty much put onion and celery in everything I cook, and carrot. This is why I'm doing this, because I'm getting a bit bored of what I'm doing, and I need other people to share their more adventurous recipes with me. Because I think like everyone, you do get stuck in habits of, and I don't want to spend half my day cooking, so I do have a habit of. I should have put that in thing. Okay, so just kind of cut it. Actually, I won't cut this too small, because that is kind of fine. If you make all the veggies really fine, they kind of disintegrate. Well, they won't disintegrate, obviously. I'm not going to put that in. They need to have some structure to them, because obviously you don't want to have stuff at the bottom to be a mush. And actually, this can be a little bit. It's not baby food, but it could be edging towards that. So I've just added some oil to the onions. Oh, I need to put the gas on that. That'd be good. Right, and I haven't washed my leek, and I should have washed my leek, but I'm just going to put the green bit in for this, sort of 3/4 of that. I do this a lot with my veggies. I don't ever put a whole one of anything in, which means I have bits of vegetables in the thing, which I always have to use that, but I'm just going to wash that quickly. Right, I've also got some rosemary and a bay leaf, and I can't remember if I had thyme on there, probably thyme, and I will also have some soy sauce, and then obviously some flour and butter to make the roux for the gravy. So I'm basically just frying up veggies. And then what I'll do is I'll put those in a plate. I'm not going to chop these too small, so I want these to have some size to them. And I'll leave the onions to cook just for a little bit, a couple of minutes, and then I'll add the leeks. Right, so put the leeks on the plate just here. What I will do is I will do the celery and the carrot like I did in my bolognese. Hi, don't know who you are, you're probably just passing me by. So I do the carrot and the celery in chopped up, and I whack it in the microwave, and that just means I don't have to cook this all for too long. I pretty much do all of my stuff, try and make it convenient, because it's all about just whacking together fresh vegetables as much as you can, but also with this kind of medium size, I would say, carrots, medium size, whacking fresh vegetables together with some really kind of quick and simple things to make just a quick, easy supper that's kind of healthy, which is why I use this, the pulled pork, because actually I've got to get this back in the freezer. I won't use the whole of this. Actually, you don't need the whole of it for a family of four, it's just too much. So I use this rather than veggie mince. Hi, Rhiannon! I use this rather than vegetarian pulled pork, Linda McCartney's. So it's basically pretending to be pulled pork. It's not, obviously. It's a soya. What did I say just now? It's a soya and wheat protein. And it's kind of flavoured, so it's got a slight barbecue flavour. I did think Mabel wouldn't like it, but she doesn't mind it. She did, when she discovered it wasn't meat, so the first couple of times she ate it, she didn't question it. And then I think she found out it wasn't meat. Right, I've just overdone those onions, so I'm going to add the leeks. And I'm going to turn the heat down, because I've got people too high. So leeks are on there, and the onions. And they're quite chunky tonight because, as I was saying a minute ago, the vegetarian pulled pork is not that, it's quite little, and so if you make all the veggies too small, it ends up feeling a little bit like baby food. So, right, okay. What I'm going to do is put those in my trusty, my little red cookie thing that I put in the microwave. Right, I'm going to add some thyme to the leek and the onion, and I will add the rosemary. I have to say I'm not sure I usually add rosemary, but I am today because I might just add something else to it. I'm just going to chop it up. I don't really ever know what I do to do with rosemary, so I usually just whack it in, but I've chopped it up a bit. It's only a little bit, it's not massive. Rosemary is quite a strong flavour, so you don't need a load. Right, I reckon that is probably, I'll put a little bit more in. So I reckon probably half the pack for family of 4, obviously with lots of other veggies. I think that's probably half the pack. I might come and add some more later, but I don't want this to defrost and put it back in. Freezer. Right, just going to mix that up. That's got the rosemary. I'm going to add some of the thyme, get some scissors. I need to get some kitchen scissors, it's ridiculous. I got some more thyme today because I've decimated my last one. Right, now add some thyme. Thyme, pork and thyme? Yeah, that goes, doesn't it? Although it's not pork, obviously, but baked pork. So this I think kind of has a bit of its own flavour already to it, so it's convenient because veggie mince is pretty flavourless unless you work really hard to add lots of flavour with lots of other different things, which is why I use this, because it's kind of really easy to use. Right, so I added the thyme. The thyme, leeks and onions are just frying off a little bit. Turn the heat up a little bit. What's that, Woo?
Nothing.
Okay. Right, so I'm going to chop celery as well. This is the thing, you see, I tend to stick to like, everything's got celery in it, everything's got carrots in it, everything's got onions in it, which is fine, but I do start to think, oh my god, all my ingredients are the same. I'm just eating the same food, but slightly different. So it's not a bad thing, but... Right, I'm going to wash the celery. This might be a bit too much celery, I don't know really. And again, I don't want it too tiny. So the celery might take a bit more cooking. This celery feels really green. It's like, I don't know, fresh or something. It's really tough. It's almost a bit young, maybe. Yeah, the celery's definitely changed from last week. I bought this today. Right, I'm going to put the celery in there. No, that's good amount.
My sister.
Oh, wow, what's wrong?
She never helps me tidy up.
No, she doesn't. This is very true. Right.
Maybe you should kill her.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Don't care.
Well, you do know that you're live, so I don't think you should be saying that sort of thing. Oh dear. Right. Okay, so leeks. Yeah, I think this is the first time I've done this when Luke's not here. So it might be a big mistake, we'll have to see. Right, the potatoes are on and they are cooking away furiously. Right, I put the celery in the microwave to begin with, basically because, wow, I'm going to go and tell Mabel to tidy up. Mabel? Where is she?
I finished the tidying up already.
Good girl, Woo, well done. Right, what I will do now is I will, what am I going to do? Should I add that? I will add that. No way. I'm going to take the lids off. I do this a lot. I sort of cook things, take them off, da 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 da. Take the lids off. For most of them. And then what I'll do is I will cook that a little bit on its own. Because actually, I quite like to get a bit of colour on this if I can. I don't know if I will. So what I'll do is I'll whack the heat up for that. Yeah, so that's about how much I've got. It's not a lot, but it's probably enough. It'll have to be. My mum used to say you'll have to fill up on bread if you haven't got enough to eat. I don't think we ever did. Right, so celery's still in, and then I'll put the carrots in the microwave shortly. Right, I'll just leave this on heat. I might add a little bit of butter to this. Tiny bit of butter. And then I'll make a roux for the gravy. Actually, no, I'll do that in there. I don't need to. I will add a bit of butter. It's quite dry. I saw some of Mari's amazing artwork the other day, Rhiannon. Has she been enjoying it? Was it just one piece or has she been doing more? It looked amazing. Right, okay, so that is on. That's cooking. Right, I'm going to add the carrots in with the... yeah, so I'll add the carrots in with the celery. That celery's really strong. Not sure what that's going to taste like. I added a bit more water actually into those carrots. Right, it's carrots and celery in the microwave. That's taking on a tiny bit of colour. I'll leave it on heat a little bit longer. And then what I'll do is I will melt a little bit of butter in with that, like in the side of the pan. Add a tiny bit of flour, and put these. I'll take some peas actually and add these peas to this bowl. So I'm going to put the peas back in the freezer. Now, sometimes I don't add peas because Mabel moans so she has to pick the peas out. It drives me nuts, but I like peas, and because of her not liking peas, I don't get to eat peas very much. The things we do. Okay, so this is... yeah, just taking on a bit of colour there. Keep that going for a little bit longer. I'll put the kettle on. So I need a bit of hot water to go with this stock cube, which I haven't got out. But actually, I'll add the bay leaf to this. Oh, that's cooking now. There you go. I probably don't need a full stock cube. I always have bits of stock cube in mine. Yeah, those carrots are going to take a few minutes because they're quite big. Right, okay, so that's got a little bit of colour. You can see just a little bit of it's got a bit of colour on it, so that's nice. It doesn't look as insipid as it did. So that's probably alright. Leave that like that. I'm going to add the leeks just on top. Just get them in the pan. And then what I'll do is I'll add just kind of a knob of butter like that. I might need to add a little bit more. And then I'll add a bit of flour in with it. Just to... I've got self-raising on it. I don't really know if it makes a difference having... Hi, someone else is watching. I don't know if it makes a difference having self-raising flour or plain flour. I just take what's in the cupboard. It doesn't seem to make that much difference. It might do, I don't know. Right, so that, yeah, that's got a bit of colour on it, so that's nice. Just going to move that around. It's not all sat. Right, okay. So what I'll do is I'll just move that to the side like that. I'll turn the gas down. And I'm going to put that there. Usually I just do this on the heat, but I'll do it in front of you now. And I'll just melt that butter. I'm going to add a bit more butter. I tend to either have butter or Lurpak. I mean, I'm using butter just because it's closest. Doesn't really matter. And I would just melt that in there. And I'll add a bit of flour. She's loving the art projects. We are turning everything into an art project. Cool. Oh, that's lovely. It's really nice when they actually get something and go with it. Neither of mine have done anything. So lazy. Mabel especially. That's me crazy. Right, that's probably a bit too much flour, but it'll be alright. Okay, so, no it's not, it's fine. So, a little bit of flour. Like that. And then what you have to do is you have to get that back on the heat. And just kind of, that needs to kind of bubble a little bit because it needs a bit of, needs to cook the flour through. Well, I've heard that somewhere. I don't actually know the exact specifics of what you have to do, but apparently you have to, when you're making a roux, and you're making a sauce with obviously a roux or gravy or whatever, or cheese sauce or white sauce, you have to make sure that the roux bubbles a bit, boils a bit. Right, okay, so that's bubbled a bit. What I'm going to do now is I will add a smidge, oh, the lid's come off the milk. I'll add a smidge of milk. So right, I'm checking the carrots and celery. Right, yeah. So carrots and celery are cooked. I've got my peas there. So just doing that. That's thickened obviously. Add a little bit more milk. Like that. What I will do is I'll add bit of stock cube to that. I kind of make this up as I go along, so I don't ever really know how much. Couldn't honestly say that's how much I do. I just kind of do it. So I've done a smidge, melted that in, added a bit of the hot water from the carrots and celery, because obviously that's got flavour in it, that because it's cooked in it. And I'm just kind of making a bit of a gravy. I tried to make IKEA meatballs once and I realised that the gravy was essentially really easy. It's pretty much just got soy sauce in it. So now I add soy sauce to this and that makes quite a nice gravy. Now that's probably something lots of people do all the time, but it's not something I'd ever done until I realised that you make the gravy of IKEA gravy. Yes, that's already quite salty, so remind me not to salt this because it won't need salting. Hi Lambert! Right, okay, so that needs more water. Add the rest of that water. Ah, that's hot. Right, and I'm going to add some water from the kettle. Actually, could add some water from the potatoes, to be honest. That would also thicken it up a bit. But I didn't wash the potatoes, so I won't do that. Right, so I've just added a bit of water, just making a gravy. And I should probably learn to wave. Let me see if I can wave. I should have waved at Rhiannon because she was first in. Can I scroll you down and wave at you? Yay! Did you get a wave? Cooking with you, Kate. Mine's not as adventurous as yours, using up the fridge items. Right, okay. Right, so it's all about using up fridge items. You have to do that. I did shop today, so I've got everything in. Yesterday I was like, oh my god, I haven't got everything. This is ridiculous. Right, so put that back on there. I'm going to get my dish out, which I usually put this in. This is like my pie dish that my sister-in-law gave me. Nice Laura Ashley one. I have another one which cracked randomly the other day, so I had to chuck it out. So I am using this one today. Last time I used it, it all bubbled over the edge and caused chaos in the oven, and the oven stank for days until I cleaned it. So that was fun. Right, I'm going to add some pepper to this. This is back on the heat, and this obviously needs to boil up a bit, bubble through. Add the pepper. It's quite nice for it to be a bit warm. I'm going to add the carrots and the celery. Hopefully that celery's cooked. Oh God! I don't know how that celery's going to go down. That's really strong. Anyway, it's in now, so it's tough luck. Right. Yeah, usually my celery's not that big, but anyway, we'll see. Maybe I like celery, so it should be okay. I did get wines the other day. What was I get? Wines about tacos, and I always get wines about something. Right, I might add a little bit more water to that. I think that's the heat. I think that's fun. It needs a bit more juice. A bit more soy sauce. Right. Tiny bit more water. It's also not as thick as it usually is. So I'm wondering if I should have added more flour. Do you know what? If in doubt, add a little bit of this. That'll add instant thickness. Right, I'm going to see how it goes. Although that might make it too salty, that's the trouble. I leave it to bubble up because it might just need to boil before it thickens. Let's see, should have definitely added more flour. Right, I can taste it shortly. I imagine the potatoes are probably cooked. Let's check those. Pretty much that's cooked. Right, you taste that. I was on the phone to Anna earlier and suddenly went, oh crap, it's 10 to 4, 10 to 5. So I had to dash. But yeah, that tastes okay. I think I've already decided I'm not going to do it every day of the week because that's just crazy talk. I'm going to do it maybe 3-4 times a week because sometimes I want to just not cook and other times I want to just take something out of the freezer and put it in the oven, feed them that. And nobody wants to see me cook that, so I'm going to do possibly also change the goalposts with the live at 5 and do live at 5:30 maybe, because now the sun's out. Well, the sun's been out for ages, but when it's really hot and you're in the garden, the last thing you want to be doing is rushing in and doing all of that. Right, we'll check this now. Right, this looks fine. Okay, so it is plenty salty enough because I think that pulled pork has obviously got flavour with it, so it's probably salty as it is. I didn't put the chicken gravy in because it didn't need it, and and what with the soy sauce, that's salty enough. I can add a bit more pepper. I will also add a bit of my 80s ground white pepper, which I do use. Oh god, nearly dropped it, that would have been awful. I only put a touch in, but it just adds a bit of warmth. I add it to all my soups because Mabel can spot the black bits, the black pepper in the soups. She complains. It's always Mabel that complains. In fact, Elkie said, I don't like this the other day about the gnocchi. I ignored her and told her she needed to. Right, okay, so that's good to go. I will take the bay leaf out. Put that there. Right, okay, so I am going to chuck this in here. Are you actually cooking along, Rhiannon? My brother and my sister-in-law did it yesterday. I'll have to share a picture of their pasta that they did. And I think it went okay. I don't know, it's impossible to know how possible it is to do. Right, okay. So that is shepherd's pie. And pulled pork shepherd's pie filling with leeks, onion, carrot and celery and peas. It's kind of basic, and as you can see, it's pretty quick because what's that taken? 20 minutes, and the mash is done. I've just got to mash that and whack it in the oven. So actually, it's really quite quick. Now I'm going to just do the potatoes. I've got a right mess here today. I've got excuse me, less video conscious today. Right, I'm going to do these potatoes. This is where you see how much butter and cream and stuff I add to my food. Obviously that's personal preference and you don't have to add what I add. So I've got some cream open, so I'm going to add some cream because I like cream. And you know what, this has not got meat in it, so you can afford to have the potatoes quite nice and rich because you're not eating fat from the meat or anything. Right, so I'm going to add really good big dollop of butter, or a couple of dollops of butter. And don't forget, this will feed. It, you know, it feeds 5 people basically. I'm gonna salt that, but actually I won't salt it too much because the bottom's quite salty. Not salty enough. Black pepper, just because I always do. Whoops. Right, add a little bit of milk. Splash of milk and some cream. Add cream at the end. Right, potato masher. You're not really going to see this finished thing once it comes out of the oven because all it does is it'll go in the oven, come out of the oven, and it'll be slightly brown on top, so it won't look very different. And there's no point hanging around for 20 minutes. I will video it. Whether or not I'll do it live, I don't know. But I'll see. Right, just mashing my potato. I'm not really a purist when it comes to mashed potato. I'll just mash it and wow. Smells funny. Add a nice splash of cream. I suppose if you wanted, you could add cheese to this, but I don't. I don't think I much like cheesy mash. I find it a little bit much. Right, taste that. It's nice. It's not very salty, but I don't think it probably needs any because that's got enough in. Right, so just going to whack this on top. Like that. Ooh, let's see. Oh, hi Sam. Let me give you a wave. I'm doing your pasta. Oh, okay, from last night. Cool. But with what I have. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what you're supposed to do with what you have. Some people, though, kind of can't think like that with what you have. Right. Right, okay. So, you eating pasta again tonight, Sam? Or did you have minestrone soup today, or is that tomorrow? You'll have to tell me what you made added to the minestrone soup. Right, all potatoes gone. And I will just use a fork to zhuzh it into kind of... Now I think that if you kind of have peaks, like, and leave rough, rather than smooth it all out, you get the little top bits go brown. Okay, that is... Oh, I should have been doing that on camera. That is shepherd's pie, but using vegetarian, Linda McCartney's vegetarian pulled pork, just with veggies. Yum! That'll go in the oven and then come out, hopefully with little browny crispy bits on top. And enjoy your pasta, Rhiannon. Have a nice day. I'm going to put this in the oven. I might not put the oven on now because it might be a bit early. No, I might put it in the oven. 20 minutes, 6 o'clock, yeah, that's probably alright. Anyway, the sky is blue and the sun is shining. I'm going to go and finish painting my table that I was in the middle of doing. Alright, speak to you soon. Bye! Shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie.
Right, how's it taste? Apart from the peas, Mabel.
And the pork belly.
You've eaten it lots of times. How is it, Willie?
Good.
Really good?
Yeah.
Mabel, how is it?
Pea.